Are there any problems with the Jaredite barge story? In my reading of the Book of Mormon, I have found many major problems with things that it would have us believe really happened, which just completely violate common sense. One of the major problems that I have found is the barge story, where an alleged group of people called the Jaredites supposedly came to the Americas, or the quote-unquote promised land, by traveling across the sea for 344 days with a bunch of animals in small, light, watertight boats or barges. Book of Mormon, Ether chapter 2, verses 16 and 17 say this, quote, "And the Lord said, Go to work and build, after the manner of barges which ye have hitherto built. And it came to pass that the brother of Jared did go to work, and also his brethren, and built barges after the manner which they had built according to the instructions of the Lord. And they were small, and they were light upon the water, even like unto the lightness of a fowl upon the water. And they were built after a manner that they were exceedingly tight, even that they would hold water like unto a dish. And the bottom thereof was tight like unto a dish, and the sides thereof were tight like unto a dish, and the ends thereof were peaked, and the top thereof was tight like unto a dish. And the length thereof was the length of a tree, and the door thereof, when it was shut, was tight like unto a dish." End quote. Here we have described these small and light barges, which were air and water tight when all closed up. We are further told that the length of the barges was the length of a tree. There are very few less accurate ways to describe the length of anything that would give less detail, since there are trees even currently that range from just inches tall clear on up to about 275 feet tall, according to an article on trees in the 1988 World Book Encyclopedia, though I suppose he could have said they were as long as a rope. Ether chapter 2, verses 19 and 20, quote, "And behold, O Lord, in them there is no light. Whither shall we steer? And also we shall perish, for in them we cannot breathe, save it is the air which is in them. Therefore we shall perish. And the Lord said unto the brother of Jared, Behold, thou shalt make a hole in the top and also in the bottom. And when thou shalt suffer for air, thou shalt unstop the hole and receive air. And if it be so that the water come in upon thee, behold, ye shall stop the hole, that ye may not perish in the flood." End quote. Here is an obvious flaw in the story. They are in air and watertight barges with holes in the top and bottom, which apparently were left closed at least part, if not most of the time, and there is concerns with how they are going to steer. How can a person steer a boat that has no way to see out of it? Another logical problem is, if you are in a boat that is fully enclosed and watertight, with a hole on top and one in the bottom, if water does get in the boat, it would have to stay in the boat until it could be discharged out the top of the boat. Also, if you start to think about things such as getting rid of bodily wastes from the people and animals on the boats, these cannot go out the bottom either. They would have to physically be removed out the top. Because if you open the hole on the bottom, the boat would start to fill with water. With the hole on the bottom and the top, the idea must have been that if the boat got tipped over, there would always be a hole on top, which would be a good idea in boats or barges designed the way these were supposed to have been built. But imagine what the cargo would look like, tipped upside down very many times. People, animals, food, bodily wastes from the animals, etc. Ether chapter 2, verses 23 through 25, quote, "And the Lord said unto the brother of Jared, What will ye that I should do, that ye may have light in your vessels? For behold, ye cannot have windows, for they will be dashed in pieces. Neither shall ye take fire with you, for ye shall not go by the light of fire. For behold, ye shall be as a whale in the midst of the sea, for the mountain waves shall dash upon you. Nevertheless, I will bring you up again out of the depths of the sea, for the winds have gone forth out of my mouth, and also the rains and the floods have I sent forth. And behold, I prepare you against these things, for ye cannot cross this great deep, save I prepare you against the waves of the sea and the winds which have gone forth, and the floods which shall come. Therefore, what will ye that I should prepare for you, that ye may have light when ye are swallowed up in the depths of the sea? End quote. Sounds like a rough ride ahead. Rains, waves, floods, winds, being like a well in the midst of the sea. Mountain waves being brought out of the depths of the sea in small airtight barges with no windows. Could you even imagine how sick people and animals would get if they were actually put in a situation like that? Ether chapter 3 verse 1 quote, "And it came to pass that the brother of Jared, now the number of the vessels which had been prepared was 8, went forth unto the mount which they called the Mount Shelem, because of its exceeding height, and did molten out of a rock 16 small stones, and they were white and clear, even as transparent glass. And he did carry them in his hands upon the top of the mount, and cried again unto the Lord, saying," End quote. Ether chapter 6 verses 4 through 6 quote, "And it came to pass that when they had prepared all manner of food, that thereby they might subsist upon the water, and also food for their flocks and herds, and whatsoever beast or animal or fowl that they should carry with them. And it came to pass that when they had done all these things, they got aboard of their vessels or barges, and set forth into the sea, commending themselves unto the Lord their God. And it came to pass that the Lord God caused that there should be a furious wind blow upon the face of the waters towards the promised land. And thus they were tossed upon the waves of the sea before the wind. And it came to pass that they were many times buried in the depths of the sea, because of the mountain waves which broke upon them, and also the great and terrible tempests which were caused by the fierceness of the wind." End quote. Adair and watertight barges, small and quote, "light upon the water, even like unto the lightness of a fowl upon the water," end quote, loaded with Jared and his people, flocks, herds, and whatsoever other beasts, animals, or fowl that they wanted to carry with them, and food for all for 344 days. Add to it all terrible tempests, furious winds, and being tossed upon the waves of the sea. Sounds just like a scary amusement park ride. 2 minutes down, only 343 days, 23 hours, and 58 minutes to go, approximately.